In a real gunfight, is it more important to be fast or accurate? The real answer is, it's both. Hi everyone, welcome to today's research-informed defensive lesson here at Active Self-Protection. I'm your host, John Correa. Today's video comes to us from Cali, Colombia. Today's video is brought to us by Mantis and their brand new Titan X Smart Laser Training Pistol. This tool will help you be a better shooter, faster, guaranteed. I have been using mine a whole bunch and getting a lot out of it. It is a safe and inert laser training gun that lets you train conveniently and more frequently at home with a realistic resetting trigger, and it's optics ready. I love this thing. Go check it out and their other incredible products at the link in the description. This guy just about to get in his car is a member of the National Protection Unit, which is like a corporation that the government hires to protect dignitaries. You're going to see him. He's just kind of getting in his car and taking his time here. I think this is outside of business. And watch as he gets in. He sees this guy coming. We have audio. Let's listen in. Our defender then goes back into his car and gets his cell phone. He's going to go over, and again, according to the news story, he's going to ask the guy, who sent you? And our dude is not answering questions at this time. He is busy regretting his life choices before he shuffles off this mortal coil. So then our defender pulls away and just stands there. You can see people just driving past like it's a normal day. We have another angle of it. Shows us, the same thing here. Gonna see him get in his car, watch the guy come right up. No audio on this one. And as the dude comes up and raises the gun, he gets absolutely smoked. This is a flawless victory from our defender. Well, flawless is an interesting thing. He got out unharmed and our aggressor did not. So when you go read the news stories on this one, you'll see that they think that this was an assassination. Very possible with this guy being affiliated with the National Protective Services. I guess it's a company that the government hires to protect dignitaries. That's possible. Could also be a carjacking, in my opinion, given kind of what went down here. I don't think that really matters. What does matter is our defender was fast enough and accurate enough, but there are some significant lessons here. Preparatory stuff here. Carry your gun. Carry it with you everywhere you can, all the time. This is very important because, just like you wear your seatbelt all the time when you get in the car, you don't just wear your seatbelt when you think you might get in a car wreck, because you don't get to set the time and the place for that because, of course, you're a good driver. It's the other guy who does. And just like that, carry your gun. The bad guy is only going to tell you that you're in a defensive gunfight at the very last second, and you got to have your firearm on your person in order to be able to do that. I don't even think he'd have been able to get it out of the console or the glove box or any of those things. Keep it on your person all the time. And of course, even more important than keeping your firearm on your person, though it wouldn't have helped him without it, is paying attention to your world, right? So that's called situational awareness in a lot of places. I just call it paying attention because that's what your mama taught you to do when you were 4 years old. So watch what goes down now as this guy is, he's taking these things so that nobody parks in his parking spot, apparently. And now he's going to get in his car. But look, he sees that there's a potential coming for bad stuff. And so because of that, he gets some time to mentally prepare for this because that apparently squicked him out. Now, if it really squicked you out, I don't know that I would get in the car, quite frankly. I don't know that getting in the vehicle was the right choice. If he thought, man, this guy might be an attacker, this guy might be either an assassin or a carjacker, because when you do that, you get stuck in place, right? Then the bad guy knows exactly where you are, whereas you have much more mobility if you're outside the car. I don't know that he necessarily saw that, but he was definitely paying attention to the guy. So as he gets in, looking in his side view mirror there to see what's going on is a bare minimum. If you're like, I wonder if that guy's okay, watching in your side view mirror might give you the second that you need as you get in to go, yeah, he's coming this way, and now I got problems. Because once he changes direction, so he was walking down the sidewalk, and you see him now walking towards him instead. He's come off the sidewalk towards the car. Now you absolutely know something is wrong. There's zero question that something is not right here. And maybe the guy just ends up going, oh, hey, man, have you got $1? Or, can I ask for your autograph or something? But he's definitely angling in on you, okay? So remember, when you're in that car, if it's not in gear and running, well, it's a coffin is what it is, right? And getting in it is, generally speaking, a bad idea. Now, that said, this gives our guy, because I think he sees, man, this could really be a problem. And our guy is actually drawing the gun right now. I don't know that our defender saw that. I hope he did. And that he gets his gun out, and look at first shot. So our bad guy comes around the corner, gun up, and our good guy gets the first shot on target. It is almost always the first person to put a meaningful shot in the other guy who wins. And this is critically important stuff right here. So when people ask me all the time, and I get this all the time, when we're doing firearms classes or stuff like that, well, John, is it more important to be fast or accurate with your firearm? The truth of the matter is it's real hard to miss fast enough to win a gunfight, but it is real easy to hit slow enough to lose one. This guy won this gunfight by tenths of a second, but he had to get hits to do so. So what's more important, speed or accuracy? Neither. You want a bucket full of both. You don't want slow hits and you don't want fast misses. You want fast hits. That means training, friends. This kind of skill doesn't just show up. It's not like the combat fairy is going to just come and bonk you on the head one day under the moment of stress and go, oh, suddenly you have competence and skill. That's not how it works. You have to earn that skill. And this guy did earn that skill. He was first. So I can't tell you enough, man. You got to build skill, and you can do that some on YouTube and with great dry practice. I do recommend getting to some firearms classes so that you can, have the highest level of skill you possibly can. But he put accurate hits on the guy, and he put a couple of accurate hits on the guy. The first volley was 5 shots, and what I want you to notice is the first 3 shots go in the bad guy, and then the last 2 shots are going to go over the top of the bad guy because he moves, right? So he just falls down when he gets shot here, 1, 2, 3, and you notice those last 2 went over the top of him. Now, I know some people are going to say, oh gosh, those are irresponsible shots. They're really not. What those really are, friends, is that it takes time to program a stop signal. And just like it takes time to program a go signal and have your trigger finger start moving, it takes time to tell your trigger finger to stop when the stimulus changes. And what we see here is that he actually stopped fairly quick, 2 shots in 0.25 succession. So he started saying whoa to his trigger finger, but a couple of more shots went off. And that is very common. It is not indicative that he is being reckless or anything like that. It's actually indicative that he's human. And we see this all the time. That stop signal is absolutely a thing. So listen, our bad guy has gone completely out of frame, and that's just kind of the reality of things. So when you're shooting fast, this is one of those things that I just don't think blind bill drills is all that very smart to try when we are shooting, because again, we want to put hit, and be conscious about each shot if we possibly can. Now, our good guy then puts, I think, a couple of shots through the door towards the guy. I think he adjusts. Okay, the guy fell there. I'm going to put a couple more there because you heard like 5, a brief pause, and 2 more. I wouldn't recommend those last 2 because the car door is going to do very inconsistent things and unpredictable things to bullets. And it depends on where it hits in the door. If there's any, hardware behind it, is there a motor for, the window there, stuff like that. I just wouldn't recommend it. I understand maybe why he thought, okay, I know the guy's there, so I'm going to shoot a couple more. But I would recommend instead only taking shots when you can positively identify the guy, with very few exceptions. And the doors like this aren't it. Now then, he gets out. Let's start our follow-ups, right? Tap ifs. So tap during the fight. Is the threat down? T. Did I hit him? Do I need to shoot him again? A, accomplices. I don't see any here. P, he doesn't have any partners, so partners are out. Now I, injuries. Am I injured? You got to go check yourself for injuries. Second F, firearm. Is my gun still in fighting condition? Then second F, follow-up. What will make me safer here before S? He goes and gets his phone and starts calling in for help. And I think what he should have done first is get that gun out of the way, okay? He leaves that gun right next to a bad guy who's still moving, and I don't think that's a great idea. So remember, tap ifs. That ifs as your follow-up actions can help you to go, I need to do this first before I do this other thing, okay? Now, you see the next one here? I just want you to notice that our bad guy is very close. Very close to firing a shot, okay? How long does this good guy have to get a good hit? Not long. But the glass actually helps him a little bit here, okay? So the bad guy comes around gun up. Again, I don't know if this is a carjacking or an assassination attempt. Could be either one. But the point of the matter is that our good guy was fast and accurate both. So I kind of hear some of this sometimes, and sometimes people are, they quote movies and stuff that, with Wyatt Earp movie quotes, not actually Wyatt Earp, but movie quotes that are like, fast is fine, but accuracy is final. Not always, right? Speed with accuracy is final. And the first person to put an anatomically significant hit in the other guy almost always wins because of the fibs factor, right? Remember fibs, fudge, I've been shot. When you shoot somebody, it starts changing their behavior immediately. This is one of the reasons that I think firearms are an excellent tool for self-defenders. You know, we had one on the channel not too far back, of a guy using a knife and okay, it's a defensive knife use. Very rare that we see those on the channel, but it didn't change the guy's behavior hardly at all. He thought he got punched, in fact, whereas a bullet always makes people change behavior. That could be somewhat because of the noise. Then they associate, aha, this is a bullet, this pain is, and I know it's a bullet, so I'm going to change behavior. But it does, and it changes behavior rapidly in bad guys when you hit them, right? So fibs factor, incredibly important. You want to be the first one to put a hit in the other guy. So that high center chest, putting rounds there changes his behavior definitively. It did that here definitively as well. Our defender here won an excellent victory. He did everything that he needed to do, had his gun on him, was paying attention, got that gun out quickly, put accurate fire on his target, the guy that was an imminent deadly threat to him, quickly. Maybe some cleanup in the follow-up acts would be a little bit better, but that's a very small thing for this guy. He really did well. A+, he covered his ASP.